Hello, let's go with our social science lesson today. We are going to talk about the climate change that is somehow connected to one part of plants and intensive farming in agriculture. Okay? We have studied the differences between climate and weather, the different areas in the earth about climate, and also we have studied landscapes. So what we're going to do for this last part of the unit is to work on the climate change. For that, I need you to go to your pupils book for social science on pages 28 and 29. Okay, so it is important to understand what is the meaning of global warming, or what is the we don't say nowadays climate change. We talk about the climate emergency. Okay, it's an emergency, a climatic emergency. And about the global warming, it's easy to understand what it's happening. Okay, you know that the sun hits the earth. Okay, it sends ultraviolet and other kinds of rays to the earth. Okay, these rays reboot on the earth and go back to the atmosphere, but some of them stay on the earth. Imagine this is the surface of the earth. This is the sun. Okay, and this is the atmosphere. Okay, the sun rays get to the earth, and these rays reboot and go out. But part of them go back to the space, but some of them stay in the earth, in the atmosphere, hitting it. It depends on the amount of carbon dioxide. Carbon dioxide acts like a kind of layer that stops. And when there is carbon dioxide in the atmosphere, the rays that want to go back are stopped, and they can't go out to the space. They go back to the earth. And this is what is causing the temperature to increase. Okay, I'm going to try to explain it again. We have these rays, and normal situations, these rays reboot and should go out of the atmosphere, go back to the space. What is the problem with the global warming? We are producing lots and lots and lots of carbon dioxide, okay? Carbon dioxide makes a kind of layer, and it stops the rays to go out. So when the rays from the sun come to the surface on the earth and they try to be rebooted out, they can't trespass the atmosphere because they are attached, they are trapped by the carbon dioxide. As the heat is here and it can't escape, that's the reason why the temperature is increasing. This is what we call the global warming. What is the problem of the heat and of increasing temperatures, of the heating of the earth? Well, some of the consequences are here, as you can see on your books. First of all, the poles that are made mostly of ice, okay, are melting. The ice on the poles is melting. What is the problem? Well, there are two problems. One, the animals and the species who usually live in these areas are disappearing because they don't have a place where to live. Think of polar bears and think of penguins. They don't have a house because the house is the ice. If the ice disappears, they don't have a place where they can live. Apart from that, what happens if you have a glass of water with ice? When the ice melts, the level of the water rises, okay, it's bigger. As the melt of the ice is getting liquid, because of the melting of the ice, we have a bigger amount of water. The level of the sea is rising. What happens if the level of the water rises? Okay, this water will flood the coast. Some cities or some villages that are very close to the coast will be covered by water, will disappear. For example, in Spain, Cadiz, it will disappear because it is very low and it will be covered by water. Or if we move into the north of Europe, to the Netherlands, Los Países Bajos, they will be covered by water too. Okay, the second part, or the second consequence of the global warming, is that rising temperatures create droughts, sequías, and desertification. It means that if it is not raining, what happens with plants? No water, plants die. No plants, no food, no houses for all the living things that are necessary to keep the balance in life on the earth. Okay, and also desertification. If plants die, nobody's attaching the ground. Okay, and the ground can move, can disappear, and the areas can be converted into deserts. Okay, can become into deserts. And also, plants and animals can't adapt to such high temperatures, and if they can't adapt, they will die and they will disappear. Lots of species in plants of animal and many species of plants and animals will disappear. Okay, so the balance, remember the Lion King, the movie, and the circle of life? The life keeps a balance with all living things. If the temperatures increase a lot and animals and plants can't adapt, they will disappear. If they disappear, all the balance it's broken, and it can cause really great problems for people living on Earth. Okay, here we have the causes of the global warming and the possible solutions. One of them, it is very known for every one of you, is the fossil fuels. Fossil fuels, combustibles fósiles, means petrol. You know that all cars work with petrol. Lots of heatings in buildings work with petrol. A lot of things are working with petrol, which is very contaminating. Factories in different types of transport, okay, like cars, motorbikes, or even buses, okay, burn these fossil fuels, adding extra heat trapping gases. Heat trapping, atrapan el calor, okay, like carbon dioxide. They trapped the heat from the sun, okay, to the atmosphere. Fossil fuels also is called carbon. The light that you have at home, the electricity we produce in the electrical plants, part of it is produced by burning coal. Okay, when you burn coal, you produce energy, you produce electricity. We should change this way to get electricity and light in our houses. Okay. Then also we have waste and rubbish. We talk about rubbish in the video about natural science, okay, because they create enormous quantities of methane when they decompose. Methane is a gas that also contributes to the global warming, okay. We have carbon dioxide and methane, okay. This is produced when the rubbish is decomposed by bacteria and by fungi. Okay, I don't know, you remember when we were talking about the food chain and the decomposers that change the organic matter, the parts of the body and the plants that were dead into organic matter to put it into the soil. In that process, okay, the decomposers produce a lot of methane. Also, if it is not said on the book, but it's important to know that the big farms where we produce a lot of meat, okay, the farms where we are growing up pigs and cows to produce meat to eat, these big farms produce lots of methane, the same as for cows producing milk, because those animals produce methane, okay, when they are eating, because of the process of eating grass. When the cows and the pigs, but especially the cows, eat grass, okay, in their stomach or in their digestive system, they produce methane, okay. Methane, it is the gas that then is expelled by your bottom, okay, to make you understand. So the farms with a lot of cows and a lot of animals to get meat to eat produce lots and lots and lots of methane. That is another one of the gases together with the carbon dioxide that trap the heat, okay, and that they increase the temperature and they cause global warming. Also, we have the deforestation. We were talking about that on natural science. If you cut the trees to grow new crops or to produce paper, we don't have trees. Trees clean the air. Trees produce lots and lots of oxygen, and they take carbon dioxide to do photosynthesis. If we kill the trees and we don't have forest, who are going to take the carbon dioxide from the atmosphere? Who is going to change that carbon dioxide into oxygen? Nobody. That's why it's so important. And finally, we have here intensive farming. That is what we talked also in natural science, because the crop fertilizers and the gases from the animals create when they digest the food, what I told you before about the cows and the pigs, okay, are bad for the atmosphere too. So these are the factors. Now I want you to reflect about what can you do to stop global warming. Maybe we can recycle paper, we can recycle the wraps, and we can separate rubbish into the three containers: blue, yellow, and green. But the most important, do you remember the 3 R's? Reuse, reduce, and recycle. Well, from these 3 R's, the most important for this is to reduce, okay? To reduce, to decrease what we use. Don't buy plastic wraps. When you are going to buy fruit, okay, try not to have it wrapped with lots and lots of plastic, okay? Use paper as much as you can. All the papers you have at home. Don't draw a simple line and then you put it in the rubbish. No, please. Use paper as much as you can. Don't leave the lights switch on if you are not in a room. If you're not going to be in a bedroom or in the living room or whatever, switch off the lights, for example. Try to save water when you're having a shower, when you're brushing your teeth. There are lots and lots of things you can do to stop global warming. I would like you to reflect about it and to make a list about what are your proposals, what are the ideas you are going to stick to, you are going to follow very strongly to stop global warming, because your future and your life depends on it. Okay? As always, you can contact me just in case you have any questions. Bye.